Okay, so Thursday night in Melbourne. It's humid, the crowd is electric, and we just watched the Australian Open semifinals. And I mean, honestly, Aryna Sabalenka looks terrifying.
Terrifying is absolutely the right word. What we just saw was a performance of just raw power, but also like complete mental strength.
She just steamrolled Elina Svitolina 6-2, 6-3. But when you look at the reporting from ESPN and Al Jazeera, this was not just a simple hit the ball hard kind of victory.
Not at all.
Sabalenka had to deal with a really strange atmosphere, and I think one of the most bizarre officiating calls I've seen in a long time.
It was a total pressure cooker. And, to really get the weight of this win, you have to look at who she was playing. Svitolina wasn't just another player. She came in on a 10-match winning streak.
Right, she's been on an absolute tear.
And it's a whole story behind it, Svitolina's back in the top 10 after having a baby, a mental health break. She was the crowd favorite for sure. She even said she was playing some of the best tennis of her life.
So she was basically this destiny storyline walking onto the court.
Exactly. And Sabalenka just didn't seem to care. She dismantled it. But then things got really, really weird in the fourth game.
Oh, the hindrance call. So if Sabalenka hits a forehand, it goes wide. She lets out one of her usual grunts. And suddenly the umpire, Louise Azemar Engzell, just stops play.
Yeah, the hindrance call. And it's so important to understand why this was such a shock. In a Grand Slam semi, umpires usually give players a lot of room unless it's something really obvious.
Right.
But here, the umpire decided Sabalenka's grunt lasted so long that it distracted Svitolina as she was about to hit her shot.
It felt so minor. Sabalenka was, the reports say, incensed. She immediately asks for a video review, probably thinking, no way this stands.
And then it does. The review upholds the call.
Unbelievable.
And that's the moment.
Yeah.
That is the moment where, in the past, Sabalenka might have just completely lost it, gone into a tailspin.
For sure.
Instead, she did something pretty amazing. She took all that rage and just channeled it instantly. She didn't sulk. She broke Svitolina's serve in that exact same game.
That really feels like the aha moment of the whole match. It's like she said, fine, you can have the point. I'm taking the game. And the stats back it up. I saw them 29 winners from Sabalenka to Svitolina's 12.
It's not a match. It's a demolition.
Yeah.
It's just overwhelming force. And that force has put her in some very rare company. She's now only the third woman in the Open era to get to 4 straight Australian Open finals.
Who are the others?
Yvonne Goolagong and Martina Hingis.
Wow. That is a wild statistic. But we have to talk about the atmosphere, because the hindrance call wasn't the only tension in the air.
No, absolutely not. The political context was hanging over everything.
The war in Ukraine. We know the situation by now. Ukrainian players like Svitolina won't shake hands with Russian or Belarusian opponents.
Right. But what was so different here is that the tournament itself got involved beforehand with the PSA, right?
Yeah, public service announcement. They actually asked the fans over the loudspeaker to respect the fact that there wouldn't be a handshake.
Which is such an unusual step. They were trying to manage the moment before it even happened. It just made everything feel heavy before a ball was even hit.
And no pre-match photo either, just straight to business.
To their credit, though, both players were total pros about it. Svitolina said she was gutted to lose, but she also said Sabalenka was on fire. She knew.
So Sabalenka gets through all of that, the call, the atmosphere, and now she's in the final against a very familiar opponent.
Elena Rybakina. Yeah, she beat Jessica Pegula. This is the final everyone wanted to see. It's a rematch of last year's final here.
The 2 biggest hitters on the tour. It really is the heavyweight championship.
And here's something to think about before the final. Both Sabalenka and Rybakina made it to this final without dropping a single set.
Wait, neither of them lost a set the whole tournament.
Nope. And apparently that hasn't happened for all the semifinalists in Australia in 56 years.
56 years. That's insane.
It makes you wonder, we always talked about the big 3 in men's tennis. With how dominant these 2 look, are we starting to see a big 2 emerge in the women's game?
Yeah.
Where the gap between them and everyone else is just getting wider and wider?
It definitely feels like they're playing a different sport right now. Well, that's something to chew on before the final. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.